All right. Hi, everybody. I'm going to be playing the audiologist today.
I'm going to be playing the client Mary.
I'll be Brian, Mary's husband.
All right, let's get started. All right, so thanks for coming in today, Mary. And did you guys find the building okay?
Yeah, I did.
Awesome. So what brought you guys in today?
So I've been noticing I've been having trouble with my hearing, and so I just decided to get checked.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you guys decided to come in. So in reviewing your case history and the questionnaire that I had you fill out in the lobby, I saw that you noted you have some difficulties hearing and that impacts parts of your daily life. Can you tell me a little bit about those situations that you feel like you're struggling the most in?
I really just struggle in church and hearing my husband. He talks softly because of his medical condition. And I also watch my grandchildren, and sometimes I have troubles hearing what they say.
Yeah, sometimes I call for Mary and she does not hear me when I need assistance.
Um, I'm just I'm just very concerned that I won't hear him when he needs me the most. And I'm also worried that I won't be able to hear the phone ring when I'm away, or if it's a doctor's appointment, anything like that. I just have noticed my hearing loss for a while now, but I've been really hesitant to come in as I know this will be a process. But I have seen my friends having issues with their hearing aids, and I'm just worried about that.
Okay, thanks for sharing all that information with me. I understand your apprehension that you may have with your hearing loss and the process that it may take to get hearing aids. There are methods that I will ensure to make sure that the hearing aids are well fit and do not cause you any trouble. Do you mind if we write down some of your thoughts on your hearing loss with this handout?
I don't mind at all. What is this handout though? What does it consist of?
So it's called the box, and it's a tool we use, and I use it with patients to discuss both the pros and cons of either doing nothing about their hearing loss or maybe acting on it. So it's going to ask you a few questions for each box, and it requires you just to write your response.
Okay, I'll give it a try. This box provided me that I should give this hearing evaluation a try and maybe even proceed further with getting hearing aids. Maybe that would help me and my husband more than I thought it would.
Great. I hope this exercise was helpful. So now we can proceed with the hearing evaluation. Before we start, I would like to know if you feel like you hear better in one ear or the other, and when did you first notice your change in your hearing?
I feel like I hear out of my right ear a lot better than my left, but I'm not 100% sure. And I first noticed a change, I would say, about 4 years ago when we started going to a lot of these medical appointments and I was trying to listen to the physician.
I have also noticed in the last few years with Mary that she has trouble understanding me, and I feel bad that I can't speak louder because of my medical condition. Is there any way I could help my wife hear better as well?
Yeah, so there are ways that you can help your wife out, and we'll discuss these after the appointment. So we'll get started with the testing now, Mary, if you're ready. But before we get started, have you ever had your hearing tested before?
Yeah, it was a few years ago.
Okay, perfect. We'll get started.
Wow, that was a lot harder than I remember. I struggled to hear some of those words.
Yeah, that's expected, but you did a really great job. So we will now go over some of the results and recommendations. So today, based off your hearing test, we found that you had a moderate sloping to severe sensorineural hearing loss in both ears. So this means the problem with your hearing is not in, the outer or middle portion of your hearing, but more in the hearing organ. So do you have any questions regarding your results today?
Like what exactly does that mean?
That's a great question. So the type of hearing loss that you have cannot be medically treated. Therefore, our option would be to rehabilitate your hearing. So most sounds in your daily life are being missed. However, if we were able to present it at a louder level, you would be able to do much better. So we just need to turn up the volume for you to hear.
So, did you figure out why she can't hear me very well?
Yeah, so I can see where she may struggle hearing your voice. So in order for Mary to be able to hear you, your voice would need to be louder. And with speaking with you both, I understand that you're unable to project your voice more with your medical status. So an option for Mary would be to get hearing aids.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, now I'm very interested in hearing aids. However, I am a little bit concerned that people will judge me for wearing those hearing aids. My best friend Beth does wear them, and she says it helps them a lot. So I think that may be a great idea. I'm just a little concerned about that.
Is that also her only option, or are there things that I can do to help her hear me better? She helps me so much with my appointments. I would like to be able to help her and like return something.
Of course. So the answer is yes, there are things that you can do to help her. So communication is a shared responsibility, so you both will need to work together to improve your wife's communication. It is really helpful for you as the communication partner to get your wife's attention before talking to her or looking at her while you're talking. I know it's not always possible, especially if it's in an emergency, but we do have other options to help with that as well, which include a microphone that you would wear that would go directly to Mary's hearing aids. So when looking over your questionnaire that you filled out, Mary, it seems as though your hearing loss is significantly affecting your emotional well-being, as well as limiting some of the situations you participate in. So I do believe that hearing aids would be a good option for you moving forward to help you achieve some of your goals of hearing in church, as well as your grandchildren and husband.
Wow, that is really exciting. It'll be nice to know that you can hear me both when we are just chatting and if I need anything. It'll be really nice to not hear her say what all the time.
Ha ha, very funny. You can't hear what I say sometimes too.
Okay, well, that may be a discussion for later. So, however, as far as Mary's hearing, would you guys like to talk more about hearing aids today?
If they are going to help me, then absolutely.
I agree. I also want to learn a little more about this microphone that I would possibly be wearing.
Sounds great. So, you both seem highly motivated to rehabilitate Mary's hearing, and it sounds as though your husband is supportive as well, which is great.
I definitely am supportive. I recognize that she is worried about not being able to hear me when I need help. She has also expressed concerns about mishearing the information my physician may be telling her with my medical condition. I think that she will be less worried about me once she gets her hearing taken care of.
Oh, I sure hope so.
I hope so too. I'm hopeful that hearing aids will help you be less worried. We'll start by showing you what the hearing aids look like. So they're quite small and sit behind your ear with a thin wire. The next thing I will discuss with you is the different tiers of hearing aids that we offer. So the difference between the 4 tiers is just the level of technology that they have. I generally recommend the highest tier for patients who are very active and still working, but I think that for your hearing loss and your activities, I would recommend either tier 2 or tier 3 for you.
So, what is the difference between a tier 2 and a tier 3? And also, can I just get one hearing aid or do I need 2 hearing aids?
Great question. So I would recommend that you get 2 hearing aids, as there is research to support the benefit of binaural or 2 hearing aids.
Okay.
So with hearing aids, we won't need to make a signal as loud for you to hear it, and you will do much better with background noise if we provide you with 2. As far as the difference between the 2 tiers, so tier 3 is a little bit more automatic, so you will have to make less adjustments with the buttons that are on the hearing aids compared to tier 2. And I really think it's a matter of preference for you on both how much you want to adjust the volume programs as well as pricing.
Well, I think she should go for the automatic ones, don't you think, Mary?
Yeah, you said that tier 3, is a little bit more automatic, so I think that would be good, a little bit more automatic.
Perfect. So the next thing we're going to decide today is what color you want. So I think the white would look really nice. It would match with Mary's hair color. But again, it's up to you. So here's the different color options.
I don't know. I mean, I trust you, so let's do the white ones. And my grandkids have some of those white earbud things, So,
Yeah, it'll look similar to that. So I think that'll look really nice. The other thing I wanted to mention was the option of rechargeability. So the rechargeable hearing aids come with a charger that plugs into the wall, and it costs an additional $250. The benefit with this is that you would not need to change out the small batteries every 7 to 10 days. Is that something you are interested in?
I mean, yeah, I think that would be really nice. I mean, those batteries look pretty small, so being able to charge it would be nice.
Perfect. So the last thing I want to do with you before you head out the door is fill out this form. It is an assessment questionnaire that we like to use, which will allow us to document your progress towards reaching your goals and needs. So we're going to work collaboratively together to write down some areas you would like to improve on, and then we will order them by importance, and we'll measure them across time to see how you're doing.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a good idea. I definitely want to try and improve communication with my husband, especially in those emergency situations I was telling you about. And I think that hearing my phone ring from another room would also be really nice and good for us.
What about improvement at church, Mary?
I think that those are all really great goals. I think one other one that stands out to me is improving communication with your grandchildren, because you said that you had trouble hearing them.
Oh, yes. I definitely think those are good goals for now. I would love to see improvement, even in just one of those areas. I did go ahead and fill out that form you were telling me about, and I ordered them in terms of importance to me.
Perfect. Well, I'm hopeful the hearing aids can help you feel less worried and resume some of your daily activities with less frustration. Are there any other questions or comments before I let you both go today?
I remember you said that there's something I could help my wife with.
Oh yes, thanks for reminding me. So the mini mic is a device that can be connected directly to your wife's hearing aids. So you would wear a microphone and the sound would be sent directly to your wife's hearing aids. And this would definitely help improve your wife being able to hear your soft-spoken speech.
Great. I would love to get that so I could help my wife as much as possible.
Awesome. So I will go ahead and order both the hearing aids and the mini mic. And when you guys come back in, I will program the hearing aids so they're fit to Mary's hearing loss. And I will make sure that we program the mini mic to be connected to the hearing aids as well. I recall that you had trouble hearing in church, Mary. Do you know if your church is looped by chance? This would help the hearing aid communicate with the loop so that you have a better understanding of speech in this environment.
Um, as far as I know, I don't think it is just because of how old the church is.
Okay, no worries. We can still make these hearing aids work for you in church. We have some other options. Hello, Mary and Brian. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well, thank you. I'm excited to get my hearing aids today.
I'm excited to try out this microphone as well.
Awesome. Well, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn on Mary's hearing aids and put them in her ears. So we'll then use the computer to verify that the hearing aids are fit appropriately to your specific hearing loss.
Wow, that's very cool. So that means they're specific to me?
Yeah, that's right. So they'll be programmed specifically to your needs and your hearing loss.
Are they gonna squeal as well as like what Mary is worried about?
Not anymore. So there's different software in these to help reduce the noise in the newer hearing aids, like the ones Mary got. So Mary, the first thing that I need you to do is count from 21 and up in a loud, clear voice. So you'll hear a beep and then you can begin to count.
21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27.
Okay, great. So that test was just determining the timing of your own voice. And this is going to help make your own voice sound more natural with your hearing aids.
Wow, I think that sounds better already. My voice sounded a little bit loud, kind of like it was in a barrel before you had me do that counting.
Great, so that's exactly what it's supposed to do. The next thing we're going to do is verify that the hearing aids are programmed appropriately. So everyone's ear canals are slightly different. And we just want to make sure that your hearing aids will provide appropriate amplification for both soft, medium, and loud sounds at different pitches. So you won't need to do anything for this next test. I just need you to sit quietly and look at the screen. You're going to hear a short passage about carrots. So I'm started playing the passage, and Mary notices that the speech signal is moving up and down.
What do the different colors in those X's mean?
That's a great question. So the different colors were your response that we measured at your eardrum to the soft, medium, and loud sounds. So the red and blue represent your hearing ability. The red is your right ear and the blue is your left ear. So anything above that line is what you can hear. So we just want to ensure that sounds at different levels are within your hearing ability without being too loud or too soft.
Wow, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, so how do they sound right now? So if I talk like this, are you able to hear me?
Yes, it's a little quiet and soft, but I'm able to understand you just fine.
Okay, that's great. So I will do the same thing for medium and loud sounds as well, just to make sure that the hearing aids are not uncomfortable for you with very loud sounds.
Sounds great.
All right, so I continued with programming and counseled the patient on volume and program controls, cleaning and care, as well as paired her iPhone to her hearing aids. I also set up the mini mic to connect Mary's hearing aids via Bluetooth and showed both Mary and her husband how to use it. They both understood it and were excited to try it out. We went over paperwork, payment, and set up an appointment to follow up on how things were going in 2 weeks.
One last thing. Does this mic have to be directly on me, or can I place it in a room and it will pick up my voice?
Great question. So it works better if you wear it on your shirt. This way, whatever you're saying goes directly to your wife's hearing aids.
Wow. I think this will really help Mary feel more comfortable if I need her help or anything.
Yeah, I agree. We will be sure to let you know how my hearing aids and the mic are working.
Perfect. And Mary, one last thing before I send you out the door is I want you to keep track of any situations or maybe noises that you're struggling with so we can try to address them at your next appointment. And then moving forward, as far as with your hearing aids and your hearing loss, as far as management, so we will just want to see you annually for your hearing evaluation, and then we'll have you come in whenever you need for any hearing aid adjustments or if you need a cleaning, stuff like that.
Sounds great. I will keep that list and try to remember to come in for those annual hearing tests, evaluations.
Perfect. So we'll see you in 2 weeks, and I'll create a reminder to have someone give you a call in a year to schedule a new hearing evaluation because that's a long ways away.
Thank you.
Hey Mary, how are you doing? And how are you doing with your hearing aids? I don't know if you remember, but last time we were together, we worked to create a list of goals and needs you were hoping to have met with your hearing. So today I would like to go over those specific needs that you had listed, as well as any issues that you're having with your hearing aids.
Hi, it's great to see you again. I feel like I'm doing a lot better now with these hearing aids. My husband has been needing more help recently, and I feel that like I was having less trouble communicating with him. I can also now hear the phone ringing from the other room, which has been just a big relief.
There is rarely a time now that I have to repeat myself. This mic thingy seems to help with that. I can't thank you enough for this device.
Wow, that's great. So communication with your husband has improved. How do you feel how you're doing around your grandchildren, and have you been able to follow along better at church with your hearing aids?
I'm still struggling a bit to hear the pastor in church. However, I do think they have helped a little bit and made it easier time keeping up with the grandkids and their conversations.
That's great. I'm so glad to hear that those things have improved. As far as hearing in church, a really great option would be to give your pastor your mini mic to clip to his shirt during the service.
Wow, I didn't even think of that. That is a great idea. My husband's right next to me at church anyways, so I don't really need to use it with him during church. Maybe I'll try it out this weekend.
Great. I'm so glad to hear how things are going. And I'm going to have you fill out the rest of this form, which will allow us to document your progress moving forward with your hearing aids.
Perfect. Oh, one more thing that I have noticed with my hearing aids. I can hear the refrigerator running and the air conditioning, and that bothers me a little bit.
Okay, so once you're done filling out that form, we'll make some adjustments to your hearing aids. I'm glad you brought that up. Did you notice anything else?
Um, I don't think so. Yeah, adjusting them, that sounds great.
Okay. So I will hook you back up to the computer and I will turn down the volume for some of those lower pitches, and that should really help cut out that sounds that you're not liking hearing. But let me know if this resolves the issue. If not, we can see you back again to discuss. If you still feel like you're having trouble understanding others with these new hearing aids, there is a program you can use called LACE. And it's an an oral rehabilitation program that can improve your listening and communication skills, especially in challenging environments like being around your grandchildren.
Wow, that sounds great. Is this program online and easy to use?
Yeah, it's very easy to use and it is online. I will print out a paper with some instructions as well as the website, but feel free to contact me if you have any additional questions about how to use this auditory training program that I've given you.
Sounds great. You have been so helpful, and I really feel like these hearing aids have improved my life in so many ways.
Yes, thank you for everything. I've noticed that Mary is a lot more enthusiastic now.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. I think that is all I have for you today, unless you guys have any other questions.
Don't think so. Have a great day.
Bye.
Thanks, you as well.